What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It is Real Talk Thursday. And you know, I always have to have my hype music. And so tonight's hype music is Jill Scott Golden. Because that's how I'm feeling tonight. Now, somebody mentioned to me that I need to make sure that I say that I don't own the rights to this music. And apparently, I'm only supposed to let it play for 15 seconds. But I'm going to let it play for a little bit longer, and hopefully Jill Scott doesn't sue me. But this is just what I'm feeling tonight, because I am living my life like it's golden, and I hope you are too. And I hope that as we get into it tonight, talking about Real Talk Thursday's topic, that you all think about your lives in terms of living it like it's golden. I've been thinking about what I wanted to discuss tonight, and really what my mind is on is the time that we let lapse between declaring a thing and doing a thing. And the more time we let lapse between when we declare it to when we do it, the more apt we are to have doubt creep in. And when doubt creeps in, that's when we start to dial back from what it is that we should be doing. So that's what we're going to get into tonight. I've just been thinking about my own personal journey, and one of the things I thought about was a dear friend of mine who we worked together. At one point, she was my manager, and then at another point, she was my mentor, and then she just became my sister friend. And when she left the organization, I met with her, and I was like, hey, what should I do? Like, I'm not really sure what actions I should take. And she said, get your PMP certification. And if you attended the first Real Talk, you know that the time between declaring a thing and doing a thing was 4 years. It took me 4 years from the point of them asking me in the interview if I'd be willing to get my certification to the point when I actually earned my certification. And so in the course of her leaving the company, she had been telling me all throughout that she was working with this career coach, and how you should call this career coach. He's great. You should talk to him. Different things would happen in the company, and different things would be happening in my career. And she just kept saying, you should reach out to him. You should reach out to him. So when she left the organization, she said it to me again. And I'm like, okay, she has told me this like 17 times. Let me reach out to this person. So the time that elapsed between her telling me I should reach out to him and the time that I actually did reach out to him was 3 years. And in that 3-year period, he worked with me and helped me make intentional moves in my career. Everything I did from the point of meeting him to throughout that 3-year period was focused on being intentional. What companies do you want to work for? Why do you want to work for them? What is it that you're bringing? What are your values? And before we even got into like finding a new path, he was having me dig into myself and really look at what's important to you. What do you care about? And some of the companies I was presenting to him, he was like, that doesn't sound like it really aligns with your value system. And I invested in myself. And at the time, I was a part of this goals group. And it was me and some other girlfriends, and we were trying to pursue our goals. And so we got together, and one of them was leading our group and helping us stay on track with our goals. And they were like, hey, you can't break up with the career coach. Like, you still paying him? Like, are you still investing in yourself? Because when you invest in yourself, you're investing in us. Because everything you sharing with us about what he's telling you to do, we're doing it, and it's working. And so what I would say to you all is, the time that it took me to make that decision and finally pull the trigger and invest in me by hiring this career coach and investing in my life and investing in where I was going, 3 years passed. But in the 3 years of him working with me and helping me make the right moves in my career, my salary increased. I want to say it increased about 60% over a 3-year period. So it was the right investment at the right time, even though it took me 3 years to pull the trigger. So not too long ago, I was, in that career space. I had been making intentional moves. I'm focused on my career. I'm making what I believe are the right decisions for my career. But I was still kind of stuck and feeling frustrated and wondering about, is this the right thing to do? Is this the right purpose? Am I headed in the right direction? And just feeling a sense of just malaise and uncertainty. And just like I had invested in a career coach to help me manage my finance, my career, where I'm going, what I want to do, how I want to get there, I had to take some time to invest in myself and also invest in a therapist and seek out some help. Like, it's one thing to talk to your girlfriends, it's one thing to go out for happy hour, but it's another thing when you are months and months and months, and now it's turning into years and years and years of being on this wheel, this rat race wheel of working for this company, getting progressive experience, making more money, and then going to work for this company and doing it all over again. And you're investing in somebody else's vision, but you're not investing in your own. And so when I took some time and really thought about it, I found a therapist, found her in February. I didn't pull the trigger until July. 5 months. 5 months, right? Between February and July to make the decision to actually go and see this person and have a conversation with her about what was going on with me, about what I needed to do differently. I had invested in the career part, right? I had focused on that, was building that, but I hadn't invested in Stacey G, the business of Stacey G. Who is she? What does she want? What does she want out of life? What does she want to give? What does she have to give? What is her purpose? What is her desire? What is her goal? I hadn't done that. And so when I finally met with her, we started talking through some things, and we started talking, hey, what's going on, G? What's up, Mike? And we started just talking about, like, what is it that you want to do? Where do you want to go? She's like, you're a project manager. You need to project manage your plan. What is your plan? Have you defined your plan? And so all of that was starting to help me understand that my life can be managed in the same way that I manage projects. Like, think about what it is that you want. What do you want to do? How do you want to get there? What's the plan? How do you execute? What's important to you? What's your value system? The company that you're working for, do they match your value system? If they don't, then don't work for them. Make some shifts and some moves in your life and start looking out for you. And I hadn't been doing that. It had been years of just slogging away for company after company after company, investing in their vision, doing what they wanted me to do, how they wanted it done, and bending and bowing to the wills and the whims of what they expect. And when I finally got to a place where I was like, I need to invest in Stacey G. What is the business of Stacey G? What are her gives? What are her gets? How does she want to move into that space? I promise you, y'all, things changed. I feel lighter today than I have felt in years, okay? Years. And I promise you, when you start to look inside of you, what matters to you, what you care about, things will change in your life. I'm not telling you something somebody told me. I'm not telling you something I read about. I am telling you what I know because it is my experience. I invested in myself and got a certification because my sister girl, my mentor, my manager, my friend was like, go get your certification. It took me 4 years to pull the trigger. She kept telling me about the career coach. Invest in your career, Stacey. He can help you with your career. He's going to help you be intentional. You're going to make the right moves. She's like, that's what I've done. Look at what's happening in my career. It took me 3 years to make that decision. And it was beneficial, no doubt. Made more money, learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about what I expect. And then, you move along in life, and then you realize, well, I don't know that this is actually it. Is this all there is? Like, you just work and that's it? And when I finally reached out to this therapist and started talking to her about just what's going on, therapy is not about so much the person on the other side of the table telling you what you need to do. It's them repeating to you what you've said you want to do. Things that you've been talking about forever and haven't pulled the trigger on. And they're listening. That's their role, right? They're listening, and they're there to challenge you to do what you said you want to do, to pursue what it is that you said you wanted to pursue. Those things that are innate in you that you're just not moving out on for fear, for uncertainty, for doubt. And that's why I'm saying the time between when you declare a thing to the time when you pull the trigger on a thing, the longer that gets, the more opportunity there is for somebody or something to tell you not to do it. Think about your life. Think about times when you said, I'm going back to school. And then somebody shows up and says, oh, hey, you said you was going back to school, right? And you're like, yeah. And they said, ooh, I'm $70,000 in debt and I went back. And you start to back up like, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that's not what I want to do. Or you say, you know what? I'm buying a house. I'm tired of renting. I'm just throwing my money away. I'm buying a house. And somebody else comes along and says, oh, I heard that you're buying a house. You're like, yeah, I am. I'm excited. And they're like, I bought a house and I had to put a roof on last year because we had a hailstorm. And doubt creeps in, right? And again, the more time between you declared it and you did it, it's starting to widen. And the wider that gap, the greater the doubt, the longer the delay. Don't delay. Don't waste time. Stop listening to other folks. They're telling you, well, are you sure about that? It doesn't matter what it is that you've declared you're going to do. When you declare it, execute on it. The people around you that you need to show up to help you do what you need to do, they're coming. But they don't show up just because you said, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Put some motion behind that. Start moving forward in whatever it is that you said you were going to do. Because when you do that, that's when the people that you need will show up. It's almost like a magical thing, right? You say it, you declare it, you move toward it, you act on it. And then the next thing you know, here come the assisters, the people who are going to help you get where you want to go. And to G's point, absolutely, beware of the naysayers. There's always going to be somebody that tells you not to do it. Don't buy the house. Don't go back to school. People will tell you all of their horror stories about, well, yeah, when I did that, this, that, and the third happened. You are not them. Whatever it is that is you have purposed in your heart to do, go after it and get it done. Do not let time pass between when you declare it and when you do it. And doing it doesn't mean that it's finished. It means you've taken steps to execute. It means that you've taken steps to say, you know what? I said I'm going to go back to school. I said I'm going to get that certification. I said I'm going to buy that house. I said I'm going to repair whatever it is in my house. I'm going to update my kitchen. Whatever the thing is, do not allow time to elapse and the naysayers to step in and the doubt to creep in, because the doubt is always hanging out there, right there with you, right? Doubt is sitting there with you just at the same time as the excitement and the anticipation of what you're going to do is sitting there with you. They ride together. And at some point, you have to be able to say to doubt, not today. Not today. I'm on a mission. I got things to do. There are people on the other side of this. Whatever this mountain is, whatever this hill is that I'm climbing, somebody's on the other side of that needs what I'm doing. And I can tell you all that when I decided, let me go and find this person, let me call this person, let me have this first conversation with her. And she started stepping me through, just listening to me, just listening as I'm talking, the same way my girlfriends would listen, right? But your girlfriends and your boys, those who you talk to, beware. Because they don't always have the right answers, right? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for somebody to confirm, affirm, reaffirm what it is that we either want to do or don't want to do. And that's not always the best person to be talking to. Sometimes you need to talk to somebody that's impartial, somebody that's unbiased, somebody that doesn't know you from a can of paint. The person who says, well, tell me more about that. Because they're going to pull out of you some truths that you would never, ever tell your friends. Some truths you wouldn't tell your spouse. Some truths that you don't even want to tell the Lord. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to keep that to myself. But I promise you, when you start to talk to this person and you just start spilling the different things that are within you to do, dreams and goals and visions you have that are bigger than you ever imagined, that person doesn't know you, so they have no reason to think that you can't do it. But trust and believe. You tell one of your closest friends one of your wildest dreams and imaginations of what it is that you want to do, and see if they don't come back with, are you sure? Because they know you, right? They've seen different things happen in your life, so they'll be the first ones to tell you, I don't know. Well, I don't know if I would try that. All I'm saying is, think about who you invest your time in. Think about who's investing time in you. Make sure that the people that you're talking to have your best interest at heart. If it's for you, go and see a therapist. It doesn't have to be 12 months of activity and 12 months of payments and so on. It could be 2 or 3 sessions where you talk to somebody else about what you've been through, what you're going through, what you want to do, and have that person draw out of you that which lives inside you that you need to be pursuing. The last thing I will say as just a reminder, y'all, don't delay. The time between when you declare the thing and you execute against the thing doesn't need to be that long. Move out on whatever it is that you are called to do, and you will be surprised at how people will show up and show out and help you execute. I love you guys. I thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. If this helps you in any way, please share it with somebody else. And I encourage you, go out there, get it done, make it happen. Talk to you guys next week for Real Talk Thursday. Have a good night, everybody.